Kryon, 2026 Dimensional Shift Greetings. Dear ones, I am Kryon of the Magnetic Service. The message I am about to give you is one I have never given before, and not just because it's a new year. The flavor I have never given before. The information I have never given before. And the reason is because this represents this day. It represents something that has never happened before. It's more than a new year. If you take a look at all the esoteric and metaphysical signs that would describe 2026, there is an esoteric consensus that it will truly be a very interesting and wonderful year, almost as if the sun has come out for some of you. There is more. Yes, this would predict good signs, different energies, but there is more. There is something completely and totally unexpected that is about to happen. Now, energy is not like the ball dropping in New York. It doesn't shift from one thing to another. The energies blend into each other. It's a very slow process that has to do with Gaia, the stars, the way things work on this planet, the field, consciousness. But I have to go back to the time of the precession of the equinoxes, the shift. Dear one, I am here for the shift. That's why I'm here. Years ago, I asked my partner, "Are you okay with going through all of this with me?" And he said, "Going through what?" He didn't know what was going to happen in 1994, the beginning of a 36-year window of difficulty predicted by the ancients, celebrated, listed, and calibrated by the Maya, prophesied by the Hopi. Ultimately, that's how it is all over the world. This alignment you are observing, called the precession of the equinoxes, was going to be a consciousness event. And if you don't believe it, take a look at the main church of this planet that in the 2000s predicted the end of the world, the rapture, Armageddon. That tells you everything. It was known. It was known. It was a difficult time, and it has been. 2025 is a train that is leaving, my dear ones, and it represents all the energy of the old earth. Now, that energy represents war, barbarism, the ugly things, division, all the things that are wrong, you might say, in humanity and its way of thinking, and they came to the forefront and were there to be experienced and to be pushed around Lightworkers' old souls. It was there to push you around, to make you wonder why you were here, to ask you if you were doing any good for the planet. For some, it worked. They withdrew. It was just too much. The world was too chaotic. Now, that was 2025 and the beginning? Or the first 94, I want to remind you of something. It took 5 years to get into the shift. It's a 36-year time window. Do you remember the middle, 2012, and what nonsense was there? Dearest ones, I have an announcement for you. This year is the first year out of the shift. That means you have defeated the old energy. Really, really. They will surrender. This is the end of the shift. 2026 is a dimensional shift for some of you. Here's what that means. The old souls who are watching this know exactly what I'm talking about. You carry with you an awakening, a closeness to spirit, a greater truth that gives you compassion, gives you light, and allows you to do things that perhaps others cannot do yet because they haven't awakened those kinds of things. Some of you are actually talking about shamanic energy for these very things. This dimensional shift in 2026 is the first of its kind. It is the beginning of what I would call the ascension consciousness on this planet. You are leaving the old energy behind. An awakening is underway. An improvement is underway. A renewal for old souls is underway. Pay attention, old soul, because you will have opportunities never seen before, and the first one is the closure of things that didn't work in 2025 and 2024, that were left hanging. Perhaps they too are stopping and nothing can move forward. Expect a closure for those things that are ongoing. You know what I'm talking about. You've asked for certain things to happen, wringing your hands because they haven't happened. And now they will. Now they can. But there is a small price to pay. Old soul. Listen. If you want to grasp this golden ring of this new consciousness coming with this dimensional shift, you will have to focus on a closer connection with spirit, a closer heart-based connection. You will have to give it permission to hold your hand. Dear Spirit, thank you so much for your love. Thank you for holding my hand. Dear Spirit, I want to stay close to you so I don't miss anything here. That is the statement. You might want to write it down. Be grateful. And the next thing, number 2, is laugh more. Be more joyful, even if you might think, well, I have nothing to be joyful about. Really? What about God's love in your life? What about all these things that can pour in a way that was previously blocked? Do you hear what I'm telling you? It's the end of the shift. It will take 5 years to get from now to that 2030 timeline that has always been there. It's not a prediction. That is the timing of the precession of the equinoxes, from 1994 to 2030, but it took 5 years to get into it and now will take 5 years to get out of it. This is the beginning. The end of all that old barbaric energy on this planet. Look for things that prove to you that this might be happening in your culture, wherever you live when you see this. Things that, perhaps synchronicities, where you'll say, wow, that's new. Well, I didn't think it could happen. And you're talking about positive things if your newscasts dare to even report them. Dearest ones, you have struggled enough. Now is the time for a closer relationship with the Creator, who is giving you tools. Listen to me. Tools you have never had before and have long desired. Healers, facilitators, teachers. Listen. Your work will have the capacity, the possibility to grow exponentially. The energy will support you for the first time in many, many years. It won't all happen at once. This is the beginning. I told you the snowball was rolling down the hill. It was a metaphor for defeating that barbaric energy that has always controlled the earth, that has never managed to free itself from the idea that war is simply a fundamental element of humanity. It happens, it happens, it happens. No, it doesn't. You are facing exactly what you came for. This is your year. It starts now. There is more, but not now. Stop. Take a deep breath. Celebrate everything you have. Take Spirit's hand and tell it, I love you. Thank you for allowing me to be here at this moment. It has never happened before. It's not even a cycle. It's new. And so it is. You are the divine design, dearest ones. Many false dual planetary structures are collapsing at this time. Many of us are also releasing old inner structures and beliefs, as Saturn is already inviting us to do, dwelling deep within our souls to recalibrate and readjust our frequency, rising again into a new light. What is happening in the world is only the beginning of a new order that has nothing to do with divine order. Our mission is to continue to hold love for all in divine neutrality and compassion, understanding that what we see is only what it appears to be, not what it truly is. This is a time of energetic preparation for the coming months and of deep introspection, which is not the opposite of conscious action and integration. Remember that silence is not passive. It is controlled power. In silence, we heal, restore, and expand. In noise, we distract ourselves, distort ourselves, and weaken ourselves. When we are in silence, that is when we truly listen to our guidance, receiving greater clarity to discern our next steps. We become aware of what controls us, what keeps us attached to external sources and influences, and what makes us feel unworthy, correcting the traps of consciousness, the self-created and control programs we must remove to see the truth within ourselves. This month marks the beginning of the year of sowing. A month represented by Neptune's final passage in Aries and the energies of Aquarius, which will confirm the mindset shift the collective is going through. A shift that is happening at all levels and that helps to release what was hidden and repressed. It is a year for sowing and reaping, as many of you are already receiving what you have sown previously, for when sowing is conscious and done by aligning with a higher power within us, it is often immediate. Many of you will now begin to root your wisdom and power in new ways, for yourselves and to help all. For the tactics of the new world required new warriors to reveal the truth and neutralize the false ascension timelines. The more light we absorb, which is why our system and nervous system must be continuously recalibrated and stabilized, the greater the self-illumination and discernment that will help us correct everything that is still creating more duality in our light bodies, our minds, and our lives. This year will teach us the importance of remembering our divinity to continue creating our new reality as we desire. All distortions about forces or other beings saving us will fade, helping many to realize the forgotten power within them, as the only one capable of creating worlds, healing themselves, and realigning them to who they are. As ascending souls, we are not here to heal, teach, or save others. We are here to help others realize their own power, so they can remember their own healing power and wisdom. In this new cycle, we are the seeds, the creators, the trailblazers, and the anchors of the new earth, but not the saviors. The moment we understand our power, we stop blaming others for our circumstances and realize what we believe we project. We stop doing rituals, expecting something from others or external sources, because it's not about the past, it's about understanding. The more we understand, the more we remember who we are, and the more we remember, the more we leave behind all superstitions, distortions, and spiritual illusions, embracing our power and standing erect in it, creating what we came here to birth and expand as God's sowers. It is time for us to project the light and love that we are, removing all power given to lower forces, transits, and others, as the only way to emerge as free sovereigns. May you embrace your greatness and creative power. Beloved ones, decree, if guided, as the sovereign and free being that I am, I completely and permanently remove all conscious and unconscious ties, energetic and soul attachments to any being, entity, place, and space that diminish my life force and energy, here and now. I immediately eliminate all that governs my energy, my mind, my consciousness, and my soul, in any way or form, in any time and space in which I exist, for only the divine intelligence within me guides me. I eliminate all previous vows and agreements that have served their purpose and that I now neutralize in the name of God, releasing myself and my energy completely, in every time and dimension. I reclaim my wisdom and unleash my creative potential unconditionally. I am the power of God dwelling in a physical body. I am the creator, the sower, and the harmonic expander of all that I create. I am love. I am sovereign. I am divine design. In infinite love, Natalia Alba, the Telosians. The structure of the earth will transform. We greet you, dear children of earth. The earth has been in turmoil for several years now. In your time, the year 2012 was the trigger for this turmoil. Why 2012? Because this year was conceived, in the life of earth and humanity, to allow the ascent towards what we often speak of, the new earth. The new earth is not only a transformation of its physical structure, but also the transformation of all beings, whatever they may be, namely humanity, the animal kingdom, the plant kingdom, and the mineral kingdom. What you are currently experiencing, all these upheavals, are a sign of change in all these kingdoms and in the structure of the earth itself. What do we mean by this? We wish to communicate to you that the continents will be transformed due to geological movements, tsunamis, and increasingly frequent volcanic eruptions, which will bring significant transformations to some areas. The ice caps, such as those at the North Pole, will melt at an increasing rate, raising sea levels, flooding coastal areas, and turning rivers into raging torrents of water and mud that will inundate cities and surrounding territories. As we have just hinted at, the structure of the earth will be transformed. But there is also the South Pole, as you say, that is, Antarctica. What will happen to this part of the earth? The ice will gradually melt. It will take some time, of course, but in a few years you will see parts of this continent transform, revealing what it hides and protects in its depths. For now, you are in the dark, a mystery we cannot unveil. But in the years to come, the evolution of your technologies will allow you to discover what lives beneath this immense ice sheet. So, the earth will transform physically. You might say, but this has already happened several times millions of years ago. It's just a normal cycle of transformations. Yes, the earth has changed many times, but the transformation that will gradually unfold before you has never happened in this way. Let us explain. The transformations that will occur at the level of the earth structure will also be accompanied by a transformation in humanity and the various kingdoms currently existing. How so? As the physical transformations advance, a division within the human population will gradually and increasingly emerge. We have already spoken of this in previous messages. One part of humanity will remain in third-dimensional energies. That is, those human beings who cannot truly detach themselves from materialism and human power will experience the structural transformations of the earth more and more, and this will be very painful for them. During these physical transformations of the earth, new energies of lightness, gentleness, and well-being will arrive, which human beings awakened to the understanding of true life will be able to experience and live. Human beings still living in third-dimensional energies will no longer see, near them, those living in the new energies. These new energies will be the promising beginning of the new earth. Meanwhile, human beings experiencing the genesis of the new earth will no longer suffer the heavy and damaging effects of the third dimension. How can this happen when all these human beings will live on the same planet? There will be no difficulty in achieving it, for the earth itself will release part of its energy to make it happen. There will also be the presence of beings of light who will dedicate themselves to helping the human beings who will be living in the early stages of the new earth. They will be there to help and support you, as you might be troubled by this transformation of your being and everything around you. We speak to you repeatedly about the new earth because, as we have just said, the energy sent to earth and its humanity from specific places in the universe will become increasingly powerful, allowing you to ascend towards pure light. So, dear brothers and sisters of planet Earth, have faith in what you are experiencing. You are on the path to the new earth, an earth of love and light for eternity. We love you. Entering the 2026 Planetary Fire Energy Era. Entering the 2026 Planetary Fire Energy Era. The Ascension Collective has received strong guidance on the energetic bridge between 2025 and 2026. These 2 years operate together as one powerful initiation cycle. What is released and healed in 2025 becomes the driving force for manifestation in 2026. Power no longer lies in the past or the future, but in conscious presence and aligned action in the present. The year 2025, guided by snake energy, represented a deep phase of preparation. It was a time of releasing old identities, obsolete beliefs, fear-based attachments, and emotional patterns that are no longer aligned with higher consciousness. The snake reveals what has been hidden, bringing into awareness illusions, false intentions, and misaligned relationships, so they can be released. This process strengthens self-trust, independence, and discernment, teaching ascenders to read energy rather than words and to rely on inner knowing rather than external validation. Much of the transformation in 2025 occurred silently and internally. Like the snake itself, the most important changes happened beneath the surface. This year trains discernment to a higher level, encouraging strong energetic boundaries while maintaining an open and compassionate heart. It becomes clear that the old self cannot be carried into the new world. The release must be complete. With the beginning of 2026, fire energy activates what has already been prepared. Where the snake was inner and subtle, the horse is outer and dynamic. This is the year of movement, momentum, and embodied power. Inner strength now expresses itself through confident action. Fire energy brings courage, endurance, determination, and a strong sense of direction, allowing ascenders to move forward without hesitation or insecurity. Planetary fire energy does not act recklessly. Its power is concentrated and intentional. Everything that has been healed, released, and integrated in 2025 becomes fuel for expansion in 2026. Manifestations accelerate, and personal truth transforms from awareness into lived experiences. New Earth consciousness is no longer something to study or imagine, but something to actively live and demonstrate in daily life. By 2026, many ascending individuals will have fully stepped into their inner authority. There will no longer be a need to seek permission, approval, or confirmation from the crumbling external world. This is the shift from healing to embodiment, from knowing to doing, and from awakening to living one's truth with clarity and trust. Action becomes aligned, purposeful, and grounded, rather than controlled or forced. Those who have completed the inner work of the snake year advance with clear instincts, solid boundaries, emotional stability, and a calm confidence based on self-mastery. This is not about domination or ego, but about aligned movement and authentic leadership. The higher self is no longer separate from the human self, but expresses fully through it. The collective ascension timeline reflects this natural progression. The deep recalibration and inner purification of 2025 give way to ignition and forward momentum at the start of 2026, followed by sustained action and visible living on the new Earth throughout the year. Many will anchor higher dimensional awareness into daily life, expressing spiritual consciousness through grounded human action. The snake revealed who you truly are deep within. The fire horse energy brings this truth into motion. The time of preparation is ending, and the time of embodiment is beginning. Move forward with clarity, move with higher intentions, and trust in the power you have created within yourself. As new Earth energies increase throughout the year, truth will naturally emerge in all experiences. Illusions based on unhealed and unhealthy emotional patterns cannot be sustained within new Earth frequencies, as this energetic reality is built on truth, integrity, and alignment. Anything unresolved and dragged into the year 2026 will be illuminated, revealed, and brought to conscious awareness. The year of the snake was specifically designed to release illusions, false identities, and once-lived programmed false stories. The incoming planetary fire energies are activating what was hidden, concealed beneath the surface, bringing everything to light for transmutation, transformation, and complete resolution. This energetic fire cycle makes this year exceptionally powerful. It carries the strength needed to collapse obsolete ways of being, thinking, and acting in the world. It offers immense potential to alter personal and collective timelines, to change the direction of one's life story, to consciously choose a new path to follow. These frequencies confer greater strength, deep inner knowing, resilience, and endurance. They support those on the ascension path with the stamina needed to remain aligned and grounded through intense ongoing transformation. Ascending souls are already tuning into the gradual buildup of the February fire energy activation, sensing its intensity before it fully manifests. Many are experiencing heightened sensitivity as reality itself begins to reorganize. These changes are felt deeply in the body, emotions, and energy fields. Ascending beings are preparing to embody their expression of heaven on earth, bringing to life a reality deeply grounded in solid foundations of truth, balanced connection with the higher self, and conscious creation. This is a time of courage, clarity, and commitment to live authentically. What is real will remain. What is not will fade. Through this process, A more aligned and truthful way of living is being born. In loving and devoted service to the Ascension, from Ascension Lightworkers. Gaia, the elemental body Seraphina. Good morning. My dear friend brought up a topic yesterday that has me reflecting further on my body and our relationship. She said she had thought that our human earth bodies came from the elemental kingdom. That makes sense to me, given that our bodies are of Gaia, her gift to us who come here to experience being human. So, where does my body come from? Where does it draw its intelligence from? Is it considered a sentient being? So many questions. I am available and open to receive anything you wish to share. Thank you for your love and support. Frank, Gaia and Sananda. Dear one, we have come to answer your questions and to give you a deeper insight into this wonderful creation called the human being. Yes, your sweet friend is correct. The human form belongs to the elemental kingdom. However, it is a far more advanced elemental. Its design is more intricate and advanced than any elemental form of the elements. The body contains all the elements. It is composed of water, air, earth, and fire in multiple and various forms to create a living, breathing, walking being. The elements form the basis, and the Creator's design builds upon this foundation to form a human body with all its magical parts. The Creator, in concert with Gaia, created a being capable of thriving on this planet. The human body was gifted with the power of its own intelligence to know how to thrive on this planet. Some would call it instinct, but it is far more than that. Like all kingdoms, the human body lives and strives to be, grow, and give its best. Unlike most, it has the ability to renew itself under the right conditions. A perennial life, if you will. When one joins with someone experiencing life on Earth as a human being, this connection brings additional layers of intelligence. Emotions are experienced, feelings of a physical nature are fully perceived, and the joy of life itself is amplified. Therefore, if you fully cohabitate with your body, you could experience more levels of existence on this planet as a being formed from the planet for your experience, your pleasure, and your exploration. This is the main reason so many desire to incarnate here. The depth of experience is immense. It holds immense fascination. Appreciate and celebrate the beauty, complexity, wonder that is your body, your partner, your vehicle. You still have much to live together. We hope we have provided some answers and much more for you to reflect upon. We adore you deeply. Gaia, Sananda and Frank, the 9D Arthurian Council. The U.S.-Venezuela conflict and the Awakened Collective. We are the Arthurian Council. We are pleased to make contact with all of you. We are very happy to be here with you and to comment on your world events. Of course, at this moment you have an international incident on your hands, involving Venezuela and the United States of America. This incident upsets things once again for all of you on Earth, and each one can decide how to react and, ultimately, how to respond to the events that have taken place. You can look at it from different angles and, of course, each one has a slightly different perspective on what is happening. The point is that if you get caught up in fear and assume this will lead to further chaos, then you have to ask yourself if you feel you have any control over your response to what is happening. If you decide you want to contribute to the solution of the problem that exists between these two nations, you can do so by focusing on your thoughts, your beliefs, your vibration, and the kind of energy you are sending to the leaders of those countries. Everyone can decide. We are on the side of humanity, and we know that what humanity needs is more stability, more peace, more calm, more love, and ultimately, a greater commitment to understanding your differences. You are all different and have different religions, countries with different borders, different customs, different holidays you celebrate, and these differences can be seen as a strength. Diversity is a strength. Variety is a positive thing. When a difference between you and someone else threatens your perspective, your point of view, then you must ask yourself why that is happening within you. Everyone on Earth can live and let live. Everyone else can let others make their own choices and not interfere. It is a choice that every person, every government, and every nation must make. What all of you who are awakened must do is ask yourselves how you can be part of a more stable world, where differences are accepted, where every culture is considered precious and unique. You can grant yourself the experience of peace on Earth by first finding peace within yourselves and radiating it outward. If you start arguing with other people about who is right in the situation you find yourself in between the US and Venezuela, you are only contributing to a thought process and conflicting energies, and as an awakened soul, that you do not want to contribute to those things. So, we advise you not to take sides and then argue with anyone who will listen to you about why your perspective is the right and only one. Instead, what you want to do is see everything as unfolding for the highest and greatest good of all, which of course it still can, and you want to offer love, forgiveness, and the vibration of harmony. You want to live on a harmonious planet, where all nations can get along, until you no longer feel the need for borders and can exist as one united human collective. This is what you truly are deep down, and you will maintain your differences, your customs, your holidays, and your beliefs, without needing to draw lines of demarcation that ultimately say, here we end and they begin. When you want to live in a world where there is no more us versus them, then decide first to be at peace with yourself, to spread peace, to spread love, to spread forgiveness, and once again to allow for the best outcome for all human beings. And all human beings are always involved in every moment of every day, in every decision, thought, and word. So, be part of a peaceful solution for these two nations and work on every emotion that arises in you, so you can find peace in your heart again. We are the Arthurian Council, and we have been happy to make contact with you.